Welcome back, everybody. Glad you can make it. Excited to share with you a brand new Integrative Health Coach Success podcast, trying to help really the health and the wellness and the fitness-based industry out there to improve their career. No doubt about it. That's a big aspect of what we want to make sure that you're able to do, because the truth is this. I always measured it like this. If you're making additional income, that's phenomenal, but it really means that you're helping more people. And if you're doing it by referral basis, then those people you're working with who are referring people to you are getting a lot of results, a lot of benefits. So I love that part to it. But what about when you're first starting out? Right? What about when you don't have a lot of clients? You're not working 20 hours of consultations every single week. Like, how do you get more clients? One thing that I want to share with you, and I mentioned this inside of the business mentorship experience, but I want to talk about this one point here today, is how to ethically reach out to potential clients that could very much need your help without feeling too salesy or without stepping on other practitioners' toes. All right. So I'm going to share this with you. I want you to do it ethically. I want you to do it the right way. And I'm going to share with you who not to use this with first, all right? Because it won't be a very kind thing to do, and you wouldn't want someone to do it to you, especially, again, we think about things sometimes as where we're at right now and not where we'll be in the future. So every single practitioner, myself included, had 0 clients. Absolutely none. I've talked about this story many times, and I'm happy to go in depth on an additional show. But I started my career over 4 times. A lot of people don't know that. I first started in Providence, Rhode Island. That was my undergrad, okay? So I first started there. Then I started over again in Boston a few years later. Then after that, I started building a studio where I brought on a large team. I had like 13, 14 people at that studio. Then, I guess there's more than 4 times, I opened a functional medicine and integrative wellness center, the largest center in Boston, which I absolutely was always a dream of mine, but it was from scratch. I didn't work in that field before. Now, I had to start from scratch there. And I'm not even going to count the virtual. And then online, I started all over again, basically in 2019. And so when you look at that, that is starting from scratch. So again, no matter who you are, everybody starts from 0 with 0 clients. And so no matter where you're at right now, I want you to always keep in mind is that you can and will be a big company or business if that's what you choose to have, all right? Now, I know most people listen to this show, they want to build a successful solo practice, and that's amazing. Or maybe have like 1 team member or 2 team members, great. So that's what we're going to create for you and help you create. Now, one of the ways that you can ethically do this, and a couple shows ago, I talked about when you should start advertising your business. Please tune into the show. That was episode 256. Today's episode 262. We'll link everything up at ihp.coach/262. Okay. So that's where everything will be linked up here for you today. And it's always at the integrativehealthpractitioner.org website. You can just click on podcasts. You'll see all the previous shows. You can search them. On the Monday shows with me, you get basically tactical, strategic-based advice. And on the Thursday show, you get an amazing interview with real practitioners from all over the world that are actually doing it. And that's with Julia. So definitely check out those shows, different shows, and you want to check them both out, to be honest with you, because one's like right away, that this is what I've seen work, this is what I've used. And then on Thursday is like, hey, here's how it's working, like with real practitioners. So really nice, both I think great shows for you to tune into. So here's the thing, I'm going to get right to it. Basically, let's just use Instagram as a model for this, but it could be anything in the future. Like it could be TikTok, it could be literally like, it could be any app. It doesn't really matter. Any social media platform. So let's say that a big name practitioner puts out a post and it says, here are the 5 ways to heal Hashimoto's. And they say, okay, you want to look at mineral imbalances. You want to look at stress in the adrenals. You want to look at heavy metals. You want to look at food sensitivities. You want to look at inflammatory-based conditions like viruses or whatever it might be, okay? So good. So they state that. And then someone in the comments writes, how do we find out if we have heavy metals? Or someone in the comments states, how do we know if we have mineral balances? Or someone writes, I have high levels of sodium and low levels of potassium as shown on a minerals and metals test. What should I do? So my recommendation is this. This is, we're going to do this ethically. If it is someone, and you're going to look at their previous posts, who answers their comments you should not leave a comment. Now, you can leave a comment for sure, but you should not do what I'm about to share with you, okay? You'll know what I'm talking about in just one moment. But if it is a big name person, which is really the only people that I'm kind of talking about doing this with, and it's a, let's say, famous doctor or famous health practitioner, okay? And they don't answer their comments. And you look back at their previous, like, let's say you look back at their previous 20 posts. They just don't answer them. They post and then ghost, as they say, right? They're gone. Now, again, like, it's not my prerogative to say that that doctor or practitioner should answer their comments. There's a lot of people who don't, and it's really overwhelming. Don't get me wrong. As someone who like reads their direct messages and all that, it's a ton of work. So I get it. But let's say, so advice, not using this on my posts either, because I do comment, right? But let's say you're talking about a big name practitioner out there, okay? And they post, and then they don't ever answer their people. Ethically, you can go in. These people are looking for answers. And the person says, how do I know if I have heavy metals? And let's say the person's name is Shauna. You just say right back, hey, Shauna, it's a really great question. It is something that I'm always working with my thyroid-based clients, how to be able to test for these things right at home. I sent you a direct message with a link as to how to do that. That's it. That's all you're going to do. The person who's talking about, I have high sodium levels, low potassium levels. Again, you're not going to give any medical advice or anything. Like, you need to know this person. So that's what I'm getting to in a moment. So you just say, really great question on the high sodium and potassium. I spent quite a bit of time studying these ratios, and especially as they relate to low thyroid. I just sent you a direct message in order to share more on this topic. See what I did? So I don't want to provide a ton of information. I want to relate it to their issue, which is thyroid, right? And what I'm looking to do is take the conversation offline, essentially. So first step is I move from the person's comments, then I would go to your direct messages. All you do is click on their name and you sent them a message. Just say, hey, Shauna, I was the one who messaged you about the low thyroid and how to test for heavy metals. This is something that I'm always happy to help my clients with. If you think that this may be the right fit, actually, I wouldn't say that. This is something I'm happy to help my clients with. And the way that I always start is with a free discovery call. There's no obligations, but as a integrative health practitioner and health coach, you could just say health coach, what I like to do is see if we might be the right fit for me to be able to help you with these things. And then you put a link to your schedule. That's all you do. And then if they write back additional questions, great. Then you answer those questions and just say, I'm happy to take this further, but I do need to know a bit more about you and your story. And the best way to do that is with a no obligation discovery call or free consultation. And then you link to that. And the same goes for the high sodium potassium, whatever it might be. I'm just trying to give you some random examples. The person emails you back like, hey, I messaged you in the comments about the high sodium potassium level. Just wanted to let you know that this is sometimes an indicator for higher levels of stress and poor recovery. I'd love to chat with you more about this. And if you'd like to set up a no obligations free discovery call, you can actually use this link below, and we can talk for 15 to 20 minutes or so to see if it might be the right fit for us to work together. That's it. That's literally all you're doing, and then answering their questions. So do you see what I did here? So basically, I went into the comments. Those are public. Took them to private. So the person's welcome to tell me something if they want privately. And then I want to do a face-to-face. I want to listen to their story. And we have a podcast on consultations for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then I want to share with them what I heard, how I'd be able to help, and then next steps. And that's the discovery call. And again, we teach that inside of everything, inside of IHP, inside of BME to a greater extent, and much, much more. So how you do this ethically is that practitioner who never comments back was never going to help this person, which is why you would never do it, though, on another practitioner's page that does comment back to people, because you're taking away their potential clients or their community. You never want to do that, right? You don't want to do it inside of a private Facebook group that someone's paying to have that group moderated. You never want to do those things. But there are many big practitioners out there, or celebrities, endorsers, or whatever they're talking about. And they might even be in the health field, but they're talking about health, that you could then go in and provide some help. That to me is not only ethical, you're doing a great service for those individuals. And it might take you 10 minutes to 20 minutes a day maximum. And it is an easy, low cost, actually no cost, just your time way to start getting your first few clients. So although the internet wasn't necessarily, there was no social media necessarily, besides, I guess, like early days of Facebook, when I was starting my businesses, this is something I would have absolutely done. It is absolutely what I would have done when first starting. Now, keep in mind, we always offered a free consultation. We've done that from the beginning of time, but instead we did it with things like a A-frame sign on the sidewalk, referrals to other clients, a direct mail postcard in the neighborhood, door hangers, those types of things. But we didn't have social media. Now, all of these things are low cost to no cost. I can't recommend it enough, and here's why. That practitioner, you are not doing a disservice to because they would have never commented back with any help. And it's not their fault. They're probably super busy. They probably get hundreds of comments. So the next best thing is that you are actually coming in, providing valuable first advice, and then taking things to the next level with an actual 20-minute discovery call. It's a win-win for everybody. You're going to share valuable advice on that call. And then if they like it, they see it's a good fit, then you would begin to work with them as a client and offer your client-based packages. So this is one of the best ways to do this. It really is. It's not spamming. They don't have to check their direct messages. They don't have to respond to you. But think about it. If you did this 5 times a day or 10 times a day, and you did that over the course of a week, you're reaching out to how many people? 25 to 50. Over the course of a month, 100 to 200 people you reached out to. You don't think that 5 people would take you up on that? Maybe 10 people? And probably what? At least half became your clients? I mean, this is a real solid way to provide value upfront first, help people who are in need, and then start to build your business. I would love to hear from you. Check back in on this post. I would love for you to comment below on this video. Well, first comment that you're going to do this, right? You're going to try it out. And second, as to how it works for you. I know it works. Clients of ours use it, very successful with it, and one of the best ways to build your business, especially in the beginning. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning into this week's Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast. For all of the big takeaways from today's show, head on over to ihp.coach/262. Take care.